Having spoken enough about IMF and the economy, I want to revisit a very important subject that is right here. They call it the Cathedral. The head of the Cathedral, what's the name? The Professor something. Professor Opoku Onyina. Where does he lecture or he has stopped lecturing?
Oh, he's the head of the Church of Pentecost.
Ah, okay, he's a pastor. Former, okay. Did you people listen to him? He said he is the head of the trustees. But if we want to know how they procured the services of contractor and people here, we should go and ask government. If we want to know the releases that were made, whether they were legal, we should ask government. And that the Attorney General will be responding to those matters of financial and the rest. Professor Onyina, I want to tell you very good advice as a big brother, possibly a father, that being a member of the board or a trustee of an organization is a serious legal matter that imposes the highest standards of fiduciary on you. You have responsibility for the financial management of the organization. You have responsibility for the procurement activities of the organization. And you have responsibility for legal and regulatory compliance of the organization. A breach of any of these have dire consequences. So for you to be alluding to the fact that all these responsibilities that are imposed on you as a member of the board are not being performed by you, but by somebody else, tells me you are not even qualified to be on that trustee board. So you are there as what? Professor Onyina, the name. No responsibilities. He should just pray that this matter never goes to port. And the board of directors are arraigned before a court of competent jurisdiction to answer for how they steered their fiduciary responsibilities to that cathedral. That at your age and your level, you are a simpapin. You are sitting there and they are using your name to drink soup. And you are happy to now come and tell us that, oh, me, I'm just there, and they are using my name and they are spending the money. Being a member of a board, that fiduciary responsibility is equivalent to a parent guardian who is supposed to help take care of a child. You cannot say, I'm a father, I'm the owner or a custodian of this child. But when it comes to his shelter, I don't know anything about it. When it comes to what he eats, I don't know anything about it. When it comes to his medical care, I don't know anything about it. But when it comes to who is a father, then you knock your chest. If that is what the board of trustees are thinking, they will do themselves a very good service if they resign immediately, because they've already been messed up. They allowed a president they presented to us as an honest president, but with dubious, dishonest abilities to scam them and all of us. Initially, we thought with these people there, the president would dare not scam us. Sada Nkuma no. Professor, now you and your people. If this was John Dramani Mahama, you would have resigned and blocked to embarrass him. The hymn that he's singing doesn't exist in public finance. It doesn't exist in our governance system. And that the earlier they allowed the government to give them their full powers, the better. Otherwise, they are still accountable for the misconduct that occasions the running of the cathedral. But fortunately for me, if IMF is as useless as anything, I know from today that cathedral, Yamutu. Cathedral is gone. I know that a Japan royalties deal, dead. Yesterday, they summoned all heads of accounting departments of all agencies under the Ministry of Health to Kumasi to brainstorm on how to account for the COVID money. Just smelling the scent of IMF, that's the first result. Meanwhile, the 2020 accounts have been audited and signed by the, Auditor General. If you read that Auditor General's report, go and get it, 2020 Auditor report. You can read from cover to cover. You won't see the mention of COVID expenditures. So, are they going to come up with new data other than what they gave to the Auditor General? And you say you don't want IMF. What else do you want? The Bank of Ghana has been raided completely by government in violation of its law. Bank of Ghana is now dishing out monies to government of Ghana as if there are no rules. And obviously, would have been printing those monies. That is why you and I believe that our inflation is a supply side problem, but the governor alone knows that it is a monetary problem. Because he alone knows how much money he has pumped into the economy illegally through the government. And is trying to mop up those monies by increasing interest rates. And the more they increase the interest rates, the more resistant the inflation becomes.